is market as a strategy? Penetrating the market means cutting through into the market. Means what? So into an existing market, basically when you're launching a product, usually when it's a market penetration, it's basically a case where we launch the product at very low selling price. Low selling price. This is a basic idea. When you say market penetration as a strategy, we are referring to the low selling price strategy. Now, it might happen when you are launching a new product. It has multiple advantages, by the way. A classic practical example of it is Geo. I don't know what age you guys were when Geo was first launched in India, when Geo got launched in India. But some of you guys might remember. Before that, I still remember, say for example, for Idea, 1 GB of data, I used to pay around 198 rupees, I think, close to 200 for 1 GB. Okay, for 1 GB, I used to pay around 198. Like that, Airtel, everything had around that level of cost. Then what happened? Geo came. They offered items at a very low rate, actually initially at free. They just kind of changed the market forever. That strategy, we can say it's market penetration strategy. What is this market penetration strategy? Selling an item at a very low selling price. Selling a product at a very low selling price. What is the advantage? Like we learned yesterday so many times, or so many days we have been talking about, lower the selling price, what will happen to the demand? When the selling price is low, what will be the case of demand? Demand will be high or low? Lower the selling price, what will happen to the demand? High. Right? When the selling price is very low, demand is likely to be very, very high. And especially like Geo's example, if it's a case where you're entering a new market where you have not played and you're entering there, when you use market penetration strategy, means what? Selling the items at a very low selling price. It will help you to actually capture, to attack the market share of other players, other companies, rival companies, the competitors. Like Geo did. When Geo launched at very low rate, what happened? Many customers who used to use Idea services, Vodafone services, Airtel services, many of them switched. Because they have a motive, they have a reason to switch now. Why? Because very low rate, very low selling price. That's the basic idea of market penetration. Market penetration will be helping a company to attack the market share of another company. Number one. Or it could be a case where, say, you are the monopoly or you are basically part of oligopoly and all. So when you do the market penetration, oligopoly, you may not do that. But then when you do market penetration, what will happen? It will discourage others to come and invest. Why? Because they'll have to now sell at even lower selling price per unit. When you sell at a lower selling price, remember, the per unit profit is lower. Per product profit margin is lower. So if you are the main player in an industry and if you're already adopting market penetration strategy, then you'll be having huge size of sales, huge demand for your product. And it will discourage others to come and enter that market. It will discourage the rivals to, or potential rivals to enter that market. Why? If they have to enter the market, if they have to win customers, they need to now sell at a rate lower than yours, which might be loss making for them. So it may not encourage them. So market penetration basically means a strategy wherein we sell the items at a low selling price. It will help you to, most importantly, it will help you to, like Geo's case, classic example, attack the market share of competitor companies, rival companies. It will help you to attack, to get the customers, to switch the customers to your product, to your brand. That's the deal with market penetration. That's the deal with market penetration. Then what is market skimming? Exact ulta. High selling price. High selling price. Remember, when it's low selling price, you'll get high demand, high sales, right? High sales volume, high demand, high units. When it is high selling price, the ulta, what will usually happen? Obviously, higher the selling price, lower the demand, right? Lower sales units. Here, what will happen? Lower sales units will happen. So that you might think. But then remember, selling lesser number of units, higher. So you'll break even faster actually. If you use market skimming strategy, it might give you an opportunity to break even. I hope you remember in CVP, first unit we spoke about what is break even, recovering back the cost fast. If your selling price is very high compared to the cost channel, if your price is very high, it means per unit the profit is high, the contribution is high. Automatically you will break even faster. Even if we are selling lesser units, you might break even faster. That's the other strategy, market skimming strategy, the exact opposite of market penetration. But market skimming need not be everybody's cup of tea. Market skimming as a strategy need not be everybody's cup of tea. Now, what do I mean by that? So, for example, what is market skimming? Selling the items at a very high selling price. Think about the real world. Like earlier I mentioned you for market penetration. Think about for skimming, right? So, when Geo got launched, this is a classic example of penetration. Market skimming, classic example I can give is Apple products. Usually when they launch the item, they will be launching at a very high selling price. They'll be launching at a very high selling price. Even if their product is the same as, more or less the same as the earlier versions, because of the reputation that it has built. Reputation plays a key role there. Because of reputation, the goodwill they have created, people will buy it. Even despite higher selling prices, people look at it as if it's more of a status symbol and all, they will buy it. They'll try to buy it. That's the reality with market skimming. Now think about it. So tomorrow I am starting a laptop company, for example. Randomly, I am starting a laptop company. My full name is Amal Mati Chako. Let's say AMC Laptops. I am starting a laptop company and I'm starting to launch it in Bangalore. And then I'm selling my laptops. My entry level laptops are sold at a price of 2 lakh, or they are sold at a price of 1 lakh. Okay, the laptops are sold at a price of 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh. Will you're my students and all, but will you even buy those items? Very unlikely to happen. Because you know that at much lesser than 1 lakh, you can get better brand, means more reputed or more recognized, more proven brand laptops will be available. So why should you spend around 1.5 lakh on an unproven brand without any kind of track record? Why should I pay that higher price? Right? People will think. I hope you got the logic there. So market skimming is not something that any random company can actually use, can pull off. That's a method that will stay, or that will survive, that will be successful if your company have good reputation. Market skimming is a strategy that will be successful, more likely to be successful if your company have very good reputation. When you have very good reputation, that's where the skimming strategy will be successful. Why? If your company have very good reputation, very good goodwill, like Apple classic example, then despite having premium price, higher price, people will flock. People will come in to the showrooms and all to buy your products. So you will always get that minimum sales. Despite having very high selling price, people will still buy it. So even if you are selling lesser number of units, profit payment will be very high. You will very quickly break even. So two opposite strategies. One, market penetration, where one company tries to sell at a lower price, they want to sell more units. Right? Per unit, the profit here will be low. Per unit, the profit and the penetration will be low. But then you will sell a lot of products. So all of that will add up and you'll get good profit. The other one, skimming, the opposite strategy. Very high selling price. So not everyone might be able to afford it. Not everyone may buy it. But then despite having lower sales volume, what will happen? Per unit, the profit will be high. So they'll get overall good profit. Even if they are selling lesser units, overall profit will be high because per unit, the profit is high. Two different strategies adopted by companies depending on how they place their product. So market penetration, market skimming, is the logic of this two clear to everybody? Can I have a confirmation, please? Is the differentiation between these two methods clear to one and all? Can I have a confirmation? That's the day. Thanks, Anisha. Others, are we good with this? Okay. Well and good. That takes us to next question. So there's a question to everybody. Let's now link what we have learned now, or what we have looked at now, to what we have learned earlier. Okay, to what we have learned earlier. That is elasticity. Elasticity. Price elasticity. Price elasticity of demand. PED. What do you guys think? Elastic product or inelastic product? Let me repeat the question. Elastic product or inelastic product? For which product do you think market penetration will be a better strategy? For which product do you think market penetration will be a good strategy? Elastic product or inelastic product? Let me repeat the question. Elastic products or inelastic products? For which product do you think market penetration will be a better strategy, will be a more suitable strategy, pricing strategy? For which product? We already actually have discussed this in a different manner, but we have discussed this. Let's see what I get. Elastic, says Neha. Inelastic, says Santosh. Okay. Two different answers. Let's see what Navnita is saying. Elastic. Okay. Inelastic. I got two inelastic, two elastic. Okay. Let's go. Market penetration. Market penetration. Okay. Market penetration is what? Selling at a lower price. Selling the items at a lower price is market penetration. So my question to you is, if you go for low selling price, that is basically like selling at discounts and right? Selling it. Give me a second, sorry. So when you sell the item at a low selling price, what is the intention? The intent is to sell more items. The purpose, the intent is to sell more item. When it will happen? Now, people who told me inelastic, right? Some of you had told me it's inelastic. The first one, market penetration, inelastic. If it's inelastic, what will happen? Even if you lower the price, will the demand increase at a huge rate? When it's inelastic, what does it mean? The denominator, change in price, compared to the change in price, the numerator, the change in demand will be at a lower percentage, despite you decreasing. So when you say it is inelastic in nature, what will happen? Despite you decreasing the selling price, despite you discounting, despite you selling at a lower selling price, the increase in demand will be not much. The increase or the change in demand will not be at a higher percentage, rather it will be at a lower percentage when it is inelastic. So think about it. What is the advantage of selling a inelastic item at a discount? You'll not get much. I hope you got the logic. Who all told me? Sandosh and one more person told me this. Anusha, Sandosh and Anusha. Are you able to understand the logic here? If the item is inelastic, what does it mean? The value is less than 1. The PED value is less than 1. What does it automatically mean? The change in demand, the numerator, the change in demand will be less than the change in price, the denominator. So even if you reduce the price, even if you slash the price, the increase in demand you will get as a numerator. You reduce the price, you'll get increased demand. But the percentage of increase in demand will be at a lower percentage. So it's not of any use. The other day also we spoke about it. When we spoke about elasticity and all, we said we will sell items at discount if it is elastic in nature. Same thing. Market penetration is nothing like compared to maybe the average market selling price at which you can sell the item, you're selling at a lower price. Lower price. So it's suitable for elastic products. It's more suitable to elastic products. What about market skimming? Now you can imagine market skimming inelastic. Why? Mostly again, the brand name could be a big factor here. The brand name could be a big factor here, because despite having a high selling price, people will still buy your product. So despite higher selling price, so the denominator, the price, we are increasing it, but still people will buy it. Still people will buy it. That's the situation. That's the situation. Which one? In the second case. So it's inelastic. So I hope you guys are able to properly understand the difference between the first two strategies. Can I have a confirmation, please? Are we all good? Are we clear? Are we all good? Are we clear? Okay. So I'll take you through the write-up for it, theory write-up for it quickly. We already have discussed majority of what it is. I'll quickly walk you through it. If you have any questions, I'll cover it. Market penetration. What happens? Low price during the launch phase when you introduce the product. Later, you may give discount and all, but penetration basically means you're trying to penetrate the market. So you're trying to sell the items at a low selling price initially so that you'll get high sales. You can capture the market share of competitors, the customers of other companies. It will help you to conquer, it will help you to attack the market share of competitors, the rival companies, other companies. Suitable. This is a strategy suitable for elastic products. Like we discussed, why when you sell at a lower rate, you want higher sales, the increase in sales. That we are compromising on the selling price, the profit. It should be compensated by higher sales in increase in sales volume, increase sales volume. So that will happen if it is elastic in nature. That will happen if it is elastic in nature. Then skimming, opposite, ulta, high price during launch phase. So it will get per unit, the profit will be high. Lower sales volume, lower sales units, but profit per unit will be high. So it will help you to break even faster because CS ratio will be high. If your selling price is high, automatically your CS ratio is likely to be high. So you'll break even faster. Have remember in CP, we discuss fixed cost rate by CS ratio. So higher the CS ratio, you'll break even faster. It's more suitable for inelastic product, especially when the company have good branding. Especially when the company have good branding. That's what basically to happen. So thus far, I hope everybody is comfortable, everybody is happy. That takes us to the next three strategies. Complementary product pricing. It's one of my favorite methods, by the way. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you and me, all of us, one way or other at different points in time may have been praised or we may have been subjected to this strategy by companies. Complementary product pricing. Let me help you here. Let me help you here with complementary product pricing. Let me give you a few examples. What are complementary products, by the way? Cup and sauce. As you know, brush and paste. I have you know what are complementary products? Complementary products are those products which are used together, which are used as a pack. So you may very well require one of the other product to fully utilize the other product. Of course, you can say petrol and car are complementary products, but that will not count here. We are looking at those cases of complementary products where both are sold by the same company. And both the products are sold by the same company. We know usually car companies don't sell fuel as well, right? It's from a different company. So what is complementary product pricing? How does this work? For this, let me give you a few examples. Printer, the printer at home and all, or even at shops, and ink for it. Or the Jio or Airtel, the Wi-Fi router. When I'm saying Wi-Fi router, I hope you understand I'm referring to things like this. I hope it's visible on your screen now, right? A router like this, a Wi-Fi router that you might have at your homes for your home Wi-Fi. A Wi-Fi router, and then, but with just the Wi-Fi router, it will not work. You need to, every month, you may have to, what do you say? You may have to recharge. So the monthly recharges, right? The monthly recharges, monthly or quarterly, whatever, depends. Or the all-out machines, like say, for example, give me a minute, just give me a minute. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Yeah, this one. The good night or rollout coils and all. I hope you know. Mosquito repellent. Mosquito repellent. As you might know, this, right? This is a liquid refill which you can separately purchase. This is the machine, right? This is a machine. This is adapter. When this liquid gets over, you can purchase. You can purchase this separately, right? You can purchase this separately. So this, we can say the good night machine or the adapter, the good night adapter, mosquito repellent adapter, and the liquid refill. Mobile and charger, very much yes. Agree. But mobile and charger, the strategy is not applicable there, Sounder. Okay. You'll understand when I explain the further. You're right in the sense that it's a complementary product pack. Yes. Mobile and charger, mobile and headset, they are complementary products. That I agree. Okay. But the strategy that we talk about here, there it will not work. Okay. The reason you'll understand shortly. That you'll understand. So this good night adapter, good night adapter, as in that machine, and the liquid refill. And the liquid refill. Now, all of these items, all of these items are classic examples of what? Complementary products. They are all classic examples of complementary products. Now, what happens with the complementary products? Now, I did not accept car and petrol or bike and petrol. I did not accept when Sounder said mobile and charger. Even though they are complementary products, the strategy we cannot apply it. We can apply this complementary product strategy in those cases where the complementary products are sold such that one is a one-time purchase. One of this is a one-time purchase. You will purchase it only once in a while, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, sometimes once. But the other one, you'll regularly keep purchasing it. The other one, you'll regularly keep refilling it or repurchasing it. Those kind of course, you may say car and petrol is like that only. But the problem is, like I said, car and petrol are not often sold by the same company. This good night coil and the refill, both are by the same company. Or the Wi-Fi router and the recharge, it's from the same company. Printer and thing, you can get it from the same company. So, as you can see, whatever I have listed down on the left side, they are one-time purchases. They are one-time purchases. And brush and paste, by the way, there also it's applicable. Right, there also it's applicable. Brush and paste, toothpaste. Brush and toothpaste, there also it's very much applicable. Hair open and ink. Yeah, that I agree. Very much correct. Sounder. So one is a one-time hero pen, the ball pen. So not the ball pen, the hero pen, the ink pen. So one-time purchase, one set is one-time purchase, the other one is going to be repeated. Right, the other one is going to be repeated. And both are sold by, both that packs are sold by the same company. In such cases, what will they do? The initial combo pack that they are selling, that combination they are selling, printer along with the ink or Wi-Fi router, especially when you install at your home, maybe the Geo router or the Wi-Fi router, sorry, Airtel router, whichever plan, whatever broadband plan that you have at your home, or good night adapter and the liquid refill, when you're purchasing it as a pack, initially, what will happen? That one-time purchase item, no, they will sell it at a very low rate. This item, this one-time purchase item, they will sell it at a low price. Low price. Sometimes they may even sell it at a loss. They may even sell it at a loss. So that when we go and purchase it as a combo, you feel like as a customer, okay, this is good. Okay, brush and paste together. The same pack, brush and paste together. Oh, okay, together it's only 120. Good deal. You feel like purchasing it, you will get it. Now, what are they doing there? Maybe brush and toothpaste, we cannot say it that much because you have the freedom to buy toothpaste of another company if you want later. But with printer and ink, Wi-Fi router and the recharge of that particular brand, good night adapter and its liquid refill, etc., you need to follow the same brand. Right? You need to follow the same brand. So what will happen? The one-time purchase wala item, they will sell it at a low price. They'll sell it at a low price. And the item that they are expected to repeatedly sell, this, they will sell it at high margin, high profit. High selling price, high profit. So what are they doing? It's like baiting. I hope you guys, whether you have gone for fishing or not, I hope you know how fishing is done. Not like in the sea and all, rather in lakeside and all, riverside, lakeside. They'll put a bait. They'll put a bait and wait. Like that, the companies, they'll put a bait. What is it? When they sell it as a combo, as a pack initially, that one-time purchase item, they will sell it at a very subsidized, very low rate. So that the combo looks very attractive to the customer, to you and me. You feel like, okay, together it's a very good deal. Okay, yeah, install Geo, the Wi-Fi router, it's a very low rate, only installation price is very low. And the initial few months, it's very low overall. A good night adapter plus the machine when you're purchasing, okay, it's very low overall. You feel like buying it. But what are they doing? They are selling that one-time purchase whole item at a very low rate, but they are ensuring that you're logged in. They are ensuring that we are under their grip. We are locked in. If you have got a printer, then depending on, of course, how much you print, say at my home, because I mean there is a line of work. Many a times we may end up printing many a times at home. So automatically my ink gets over pretty fast. Now I'm forced to again and again and again buy ink because I need it in my printer. The same thing with Wi-Fi router. Every month you have to keep purchasing it. So what will happen? Purchasing but recharging it. So that portion, what will they do? They will sell it at a high price. They'll sell that part at a very high selling price. That's strategy. This strategy is what we refer to as what? Complementary product pricing. This is also known as loss leader strategy. This strategy is also referred to as loss leader strategy. Why? What do you mean by loss leader strategy? Initially, you may even sell an item at a low price or even at loss. That is that one-time purchase item. The company may sell it at a very low rate, even at a loss. But through that, they are leading to huge sales in the future, huge high profit sales in the future. They are using this as a bait. The initial item they are selling at a low rate, so they are using it as a bait to make you bite. Then they can ensure that repeatedly we keep going back to them, you keep going back to them, purchase the item from them at a high price. They'll enjoy high repeated sales of high profit. This strategy is what we call as complementary product pricing, where a combo set of product, a complementary set of products are both sold by the same company, such that one of those is a one-time purchase, the other one is a repeated item. The one-time purchase item, they'll sell at a low rate so that they can lure you. They can trap you into purchasing their items again and again and again and again and again at a very high selling price, at a very high profit for them. That's complementary product pricing. Is this clear to everybody? Can I have a confirmation, please? Is the strategy clear to everybody? Is a strategy here? So, okay. So that's complementary product pricing. The next one, product line pricing. Product line pricing. Now, to understand product line pricing, let me just try to do one thing. I'll share the screen. Okay, I'll share the screen. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay. Now I'll share the screen. I have logged in. I hope you know. I hope all of you are aware. So, for example, Coca-Cola company, they have multiple soft drinks. They have diet versions, zero sugar version. Those are special. Those are premium versions. But the normal ones, say for example, when I say this, I'm referring to cases like, say, with Coke company. Their case, their basic Coke, Coca-Cola, then Thumbs Up. I hope you know all of these are from Coca-Cola company. Pepsi have their own product line. Pepsi have 7-Up and all. These people have Mountain Dew instead. These are all basically from the same company. Coca-Cola on one side and PepsiCo on another side. One company have Fanta, the other company have Mirinda, orange version. One company have lemon, one have 7-Up. The other company have Mountain Dew and what else is there? 7-Up and Sprite. Yeah, Sprite is also from actually Sprite is also from Coca-Cola only. This is just an example. I hope you are aware about it. These are all basically coming from the same company. Okay, these are all coming from the same company, Coca-Cola company. Now, I don't know whether you have noticed this. Okay, as you can see, I hope you can see. I just logged in and put my delivery location in here. It's Blinkit. Okay, I hope you know the Blinkit app. Now, what I'm going to do? Coke. Okay, it's normal Coke. Don't bother about the diet Coke and zero sugar paperboard Coke and all. They are all special versions. They're all special versions. Just look at the normal Coke here. Coca-Cola soft drink, the basic Coke. Okay. 750 ml. We are going to compare the price of 750 ml bottles. 750 ml bottles. Okay. Coca-Cola, the basic Coca-Cola. What is the price? They are selling it at 39, but what is MRP? In the platform, they are selling it at 39. That's 1 rupees ka discount. But what is the MRP here for a 750 ml bottle? 40 is the MRP. 40. Okay, 40. I think PepsiCo has 45. But this is Coca-Cola company, so 40. For a 750 ml bottle of Coca-Cola, 40. Okay. Now let's see Thumbs Up. Again, of the same size, because different bottles will have different size. We are going to compare the price of 750 ml bottles. 750 ml Thumbs Up. Again, coming from the same company, Coca-Cola company, 750 ml Thumbs Up. Look at it. They're selling it at 39, but again, I wanted to focus on the MRP. MRP 40. Right, the MRP. Are you able to see this? Can I have a confirmation, please? Are you able to read that prices? The MRP prices? They have cut it and they have put it at 39, the discounted rate. But are you able to see the original price? Is it visible on your screens? Okay. So it's again 750 ml of Thumbs Up, the same 40. The same 40. Similarly, the next one. Thumbs Up, what did I say? Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. The next one. Again, coming from the same company, 750 ml. This doesn't have a discount, but again, look at it. 750 ml ka bottle, 40. 750 ml ka bottle, 40. If you compare the 300 ml also, you'll see very such comparison. Then what? Sprite. The lemon version is Sprite. See, Sprite, lime flavored, 750 ml. Look at it, 750 ml. What is the price? 40. 39 they are selling it, but the MRP is 40. What do you see here? What are we seeing here? We have seen 4 different products of the same company. They're not special versions, premium version. So comparable size 750 ml ka bottles, which are basically the common products, the common most product that they basically sell. We have seen how they priced it at the same rate. We would agree 750 ml, the same rate. If it's 1.5, sorry, 1.15 ml or 1.25 ml ka bottle, you'll see the same thing. Again, I'm not talking about Diet Coke or zero sugar and all. Those are premium versions. But the normal versions, you can see they are all priced similarly. You can think about cream biscuits and all. Say Britannia cream biscuit, or Parle-G cream biscuit, say orange flavor, pineapple flavor, pista flavor, whatever it is. The same size, you may see, same price. So that's where, those are the kind of cases where you will say product line pricing. What is product line pricing? There are certain, not in all cases, there are, because in many industries, when you produce different products, it will have different components, different selling prices, or different costs, etc. Right? It will not be always the same. But there are certain industries, there are certain cases where a company is producing multiple products, like Coca-Cola classic example that I have tried to show you now. A company might be having multiple products, but they might be using the same technology. They might be using the same machinery. They might be using the same workers. Of course, the raw materials are slightly different, but even the suppliers are the same. So the price to pack a bottle of Thumbs Up and the price to pack the bottle of Pepsi, the price to, sorry, Coke, the price to pack a bottle of Mountain Dew, etc., could also be the same. So basically, very comparable cost. Same technology being used, same machinery is being used, same time requirement, same workers being used. Raw materials could be slightly different, right? The component used is slightly different, the flavor and all required, but they are not very monumental. Per bottle, the cost is not even that comparable. So when you see that the resources required, the cost incurred, the resource required to produce something is very, very similar, between multiple products are very similar, and you are using the same machinery, same equipments, etc., to produce it in batches usually. What will companies do? Like what you have seen with Coca-Cola. They'll identify that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these 5 products are very similar in structure. They are very similar for us in terms of its cost to us, in terms of the money we spend, in terms of the time that we spend, in terms of the technology we use, etc. What will they do? And the raw material also very, very comparable price. Whereas zero sugar and all, it's a bit more expensive. That's different. So such comparable items, they'll price it at the same rate. They'll price it at the same rate. That's what we refer to as product line pricing. That's what we refer to as product line pricing strategy. Makes the pricing easier for them because the cost is very similar. So let's price it similar. Let us price it similar. That's a simple approach, simple logic behind that. Which takes us to the last strategy. Price discrimination strategy. Like the name says, discrimination. So many times, often students have this feeling. When you say price discrimination is a negative thing, because discrimination is a negative word. Right? Discrimination basically is not having a positive vibe, it's a negative word. Yes, price discrimination can be sometimes illegal. So that illegal kind of discrimination is not allowed. Illegal kind of discrimination, so foul play is not allowed. So even in US and all, you have certain regulations that you have to meet. But you can, within the legal framework only, without doing anything illegal, you can have price discrimination. You go to a park. When you go to a park, a play park, kids park, or you go to a fun world, you go to a Wonderla, you go to a theme park. What do you see? Kids below 5-year-old and all will be given free tickets. Kids below 5-year-old will be given free tickets and all, or very less rate ticket and all. Why do they do that? Why do they give it for free or at a very low rate? Is it because they love the kids that they do it? No. It's not because they love the kids that they do it. Rather, they know that when the kids are allowed such rate, subsidized rate of ticket, to bring them, parents will have to come. Parents' ticket will be full fare, high fare. So like more or less like complementary product in a way, but discrimination. And this discrimination, this is just by age, right? Less than 5 years as compared to elders. The example I mentioned, it's a discrimination by age. And that's legal. There are many such discrimination by time. The movie ticket rates during weekend or a festive season as compared to the normal dates. That is, what do you say? Normal days in the sense weekdays. I'm not talking about the normal theater. I'm talking about, say, multiplex theaters, PVR, INOX, etc. During weekends, the price will go high. Ticket rates will go high. Flight rates during weekends or during festive season, the flight rate, ticket rate will go high compared to the normal days. Normal days will be much more affordable and cheap. The festive season will be much more expensive. Can happen. What else? Yeah. Within a movie theater or within a flight, etc., depending on the seat, whether you are sitting in a window seat or in a middle seat, or in a movie theater, we are sitting in the front rows or in the back rows, the price charge will discriminate. So depending on the place, depending on the position, depending on the time, depending on the age, etc., you can have discrimination, which are all within the legal framework. Which are all within the legal framework, and that's allowed. But say, for example, you're doing this, say two people, one boy, one girl, they're doing the same work, but the boy is paid more, the girl is not paid that equally, etc. That's discrimination by gender. And that's not allowed. So there are certain clear legalities with respect to what is not allowed, and that we should not follow. Equality should be maintained. But within that, there are many ways in which you can discriminate in a legal manner. So the last three methods, complementary product pricing. What is this method? Selling the one-time purchase item, that initial purchase item at a low profit, leading to repeated sales at high margin. The repeated item that we'll keep selling at a high margin, high profit, also known as loss leader strategy. We are selling initially at a loss so that it will lead us to huge sales in the future. Loss leader strategy. Product line pricing, setting similar prices like the Coke example for products with similar cost patterns, similar resource pattern. And the last one, price discrimination. Discrimination can be done based on time, age, location, etc. Remember, illegal discriminations are not allowed. That will be penalized. That's not allowed. Are we good? Are we clear with all these three? The final three that I wanted to cover. Are we good? Are we clear with these three strategies? Can I have a confirmation, please? Are we all good? Are we clear with this? Okay. Well and good. So that's that. The 5 strategies: market penetration, market skimming, complementary product line, and price discrimination. Colors. That. That. Now, regulatory requirement. Remember, in the old textbooks, and you'll see a lot of details with respect to it. But as per your current syllabus, your learning activities that's there in IMA, you don't know how to learn all these details. But you need to be aware that there are government regulations and regulatory bodies whose guidelines we have to follow when we fix the price. We should not fix the price in an illegal manner. So there are guidelines. In every country, there are guidelines. Some of them are international, like WTO. You may have heard, like we said, WHO, Health Organization. We have World Trade Organization. So they have certain guidelines, which is obviously for, this is primarily meant for what? International sales. When you have international trade, even if it's in US, you're supposed to follow, because US accept them, you're supposed to follow their principles and do. You're supposed to follow their principles and regulations usually. 1 second. So, number 1. Number 2, these are some of the examples. Robinson-Patman Act. It's more US based. This is more US based, and it is against, this is for anti-competitive pricing. Anti-competitive pricing. What does this mean? Same item, okay, same item, you are selling to different parties at different rates. In a way, discrimination. All right, but the age and all, the kits and all, it's allowed. But say, for example, medicine. Medicine, for example. Medicines, which is a healthcare item, or food. Such items which are of necessity nature, or travel, which are of necessity nature, we are selling it to, other than the offer cases and all, if you are offering it at different rate, selling it at different rate to different people, different based on caste, based on religion, etc., that is not allowed. That's anti-competitive pricing. Then, Sherman Act, again, a US base. Again, these are all very lengthy act, very lengthy law provisions. You don't need to know the details and all. You don't really need to know the details and all. We just need to know the fact that we cannot set the price in an illegal manner. It should be asked for the rules and regulations of a prevailing country. And for us, we primarily refer to US. The Sherman Act is primarily against predatory pricing. Means what? This is a rule against setting prices below even your cost. It's a rule basically to ensure monopolies are not that encouraged. It's a rule to ensure that monopolies, you don't want to have a lot of monopolies. Why? If there is a lot of monopoly, they will control the market. So automatically in the long run, it is not good for that market. Suppliers will be, customers, the buyers will be forced to buy whatever they are selling at whatever price they are offering. So predatory pricing basically is a rule or regulation against companies selling their item at a low, very low price, as in even at a loss, to ensure competitors are not surviving. That's illegal. Remember, you don't need to know the details and all. Just need to be aware about the fact that I just mentioned it. That's all. Earlier, it used to be there in a detailed manner. Now, not there. Now, it's not that part of the curriculum in a detailed manner. So, don't bother. And with that, we come to an end with our price and distance part. Yes, it took a bit more time than what I thought. And that's basically because yesterday it was more theory. So, I thought continuously, let's not cover theory. That's why I broke it down yesterday. I hope you remember. Now, the syllabus part is over. Give me a minute. From what we already have discussed, one area that I have not covered in terms of a question practice. Let's cover that. I'll share the screen. Let me open the Excel sheet. One area that I missed out to include in our discussion, so to speak, you may say. Sharing the screen with you. Excel screen with you. Actually, sorry. We'll 9:30. We'll just finish our breakfast break. It's perfect time to do that. When we come back, we'll resume with that numerical example. Impact when the elasticity and all, how it can affect our units and how it can affect our revenue and all. We have not discussed any questions on that. We theoretically discussed, but numerical. Theoretically, I remember yesterday we discussed a lot about how when supply changes, how it will affect the price and all. When the demand change, how it will affect, and when both of them change in different directions, etc. With the graph and all, I hope you guys do remember. All this we had discussed, a long chart, a long table. I hope you guys do remember this. All this we had discussed, right? One case, second case, third case, fourth case, fifth case. Based on this, we had discussed this full table and we looked at it. We had covered this, but this is from supply demand perspective, how it will affect the market price and market quantity. But then elasticity can also affect it. And the elasticity can also affect it. That part we had not numerical example. We calculated elasticity that we learned both using usual method and midpoint, but we have not covered how it will affect the revenues or the quantity, etc. That we will see. Numerical example we will see when we come back after the break. Now 9:30, 9:31. Please be back by what do you guys want? 25 minutes or 30 minutes? 25 minutes or 30 minutes. How much time do you want for breakfast? Your call. We'll peacefully finish everything. 30 minutes. Okay. We'll resume in 30 minutes. Done. Your wish is my will. We'll resume in 30 minutes. We'll resume by 10. Okay. Let's be back by 10. 10 o'clock. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful lunch. Sorry, not lunch, breakfast. Let's go. Let's go further. I will pull myself in actually. Okay, the next area that we are going to cover. Okay, let's go. I'm sharing the question with you people. Okay. Yeah, here you go. I hope the question is now visible to one and all. Here we go. Help me with this one. Help me with this question, please. I hope you guys are doing the math. I'm waiting eagerly. 3 questions are there. Three questions. Okay. I hope all of you guys got the chance to work out the question. Okay, I have got started to get units and all. Fine. So let's go step by step. First of all, they wanted to calculate the new quantity demand under both options. What are these both options? For that, let's first talk about what is the situation now. Now they are selling at a selling price of 210,000 units, right? Now, selling price per unit, units as well. Selling price per unit is 200. Number of units sold is 10,000. 10,000. They also have told you, directly they have told you that the PED is negative 1.5. We already know, we always have discussed this. It's always going to be negative. By default, it's negative. By default, the PED is negative by default because one increases, the other one decreases. When one increases, the other one will always decrease. It will be the opposite direction. If price is increasing, demand will decrease. If price is decreasing, demand will increase. Right? So the PED is given to us in this question. So it's made convenient. PED is given to us. It is being mentioned directly. 1.5 negative. Obviously, even if the negative is not given, you have to take it for your calculation part. You have to consider that here. Negative 1.5. It's already given. PED is 1.5, which means it's above 1. right, is above 1. That's what they have mentioned. Now they are looking at, or we are looking at two options. What are the two options we are looking at? Option one is to increase the price by 10%. Option one, 10% price increase. There is an option two. That is option two, decrease the price by 5%. 5% price decrease. So there are two options that we are contemplating, that we are looking at here. So first question they have asked is, calculate the new quantity demanded. What is the new quantity level? What is the new quantity? What is the new number of units under both options? So that is what I want to begin with as well. If we increase the price by 10%, what will be the new quantity? If we increase the price by 10%, what will be the new quantity? If we increase the price by 10%, what will be the new quantity? What will be the new demand? What will be the new number of units? If we increase the price by 10%, what is the new level of demand? I am waiting to get an answer. What will be the new quantity? What will be the new number of quantity, number of units, if you increase the price by, or if the company increase the price by 10%? What do you think? Given a PED value of 1.5, given a PED of 1.5, negative obviously, yes, but it's, we know it's going to come down always. Given that, what will happen to the quantity? What is the new quantity? What will happen to the quantity? Okay, three answers I got. Okay, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. 1100, 11,000, 8,500, 8,500. Okay. So, Sneha, I think. Sneha, we are increasing the price, right? We are increasing the price. So, how much? 10%. So, 200 into 10%, it will come to 10. So, 20. We are increasing the price by $20 actually, or 200 into 1.1 times. Increase it by 10%. The new price will be 220. So, when you increase the price, what should logically happen to demand, Sneha? Should the demand increase or decrease? They say increase the price by 10%. Right? Increase the price by 10%. So when the price is increasing by 10%, what should logically happen to demand here? Should the demand increase or decrease, Neha? Should the demand increase or decrease? When the price is increasing, logically, should the demand increase or decrease? Decrease. So I hope you got the flow in there. Now let's come back. Let's come back to the math part. Many of you said 8,500. Let's verify it. What is PED? We know that PED is equal to percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. Right? This is what PED is. So we can easily rearrange the formula. If you want, we can easily rearrange the formula. How? If you want to know the percentage change in quantity, if you want to know the percentage change in quantity, what will I do? The percentage change in price in the left, RHS side, I'll bring it to the LHS side. So it will be PED multiplied by, I hope you would agree, PED multiplied by percentage change in price. This should give me what? The percentage change in quantity. Right? Basic mathematics rearrangement. Basic rearrangement of two items in basic mathematics. Nothing new, nothing shocking. Now, what is the PED? PED is directly given to us. The PED is given to us in the question negative 1.5. PED is given to us. PED is negative 1.5, which means now the PED, whatever the PED into change in price, I'll get the change in quantity. I'll easily get the change in quantity. So when the price is, we are going to increase the price by, in the first case, we are going to increase the price by positive, therefore 10%. We're going to increase the price by 10%. What will happen? Negative 1.5 into 10%. Into 10%. What will the change in quantity? Negative 0.15. Right? Negative 0.15. Higher the price, the demand will come down. Price is increasing by 10%. The demand will come down. So it's going to be negative. There'll be a negative change of 15%. 0.15 is as a percentage how much? 15%. Right? 1.5 times into 10%. It will come to 15%, negative 15%. So whatever is the demand now, it will reduce by 15%. What is the demand now? The current demand, it will reduce by 15%, 1.5. That's what it means. So the new demand will be what? The new demand will be what? This 100% minus this, from that, we'll have to adjust this 15% negative 85%. Whatever is the current demand, out of that, 15% will have to be negated, will have to be removed. In other terms, there will be 15. When the price increase by 10%, there will be 15%, 1.5% drop in the demand. 1.5. That's what it means. So I can say 10,000 into 85%. Right? After removing 15%, 10,000 into 85% is going to be the new demand here. When the price increase by 10%, demand is coming down by 15%, 1.5. The new demand. Many of you gave this answer. I'm very happy to see that 8,500. The new demand will be 8,500. Very happy to see that. Very similarly, let's explore the second option. They're asking calculate the new quantity under both options. What are the two options? One, increase the price by 10%. Second, decrease the price. 5% price cut. Decrease the price by 5% to 190. Right, 190. They have told you what it is. Even otherwise, even if it was not told, original price is 200. Original price is 200. 200 into 95% because 5% cut. 5% price cut, remaining 95%. What is going to be the new price? 190. 190. So now, again, given a price elasticity of 1.5, given a PED value of 1.5, if the price is decreasing to 190, if the price is decreasing from 200 to 190, what will be the new demand? What is the new demand here? What will be the new demand? What will the new demand level now? Thanks, Neha. I'll wait. If the price is decreasing to 190, what will the new demand? 10,750. 10,750. Let's discuss this. So this time what will happen? Same logic, the PED value is negative 1.5, right? The PED value is negative 1.5. This time, but the price is changing by decrease of 5%. Price is decreasing by 5%. Getting reduced by 5%. So what will happen? What is the new? What is the change in quantity? Negative 1.5. Logically, negative 1.5 into negative 5%. Negative and negative, when you multiply, what will happen? Negative and negative, when you multiply, it will lead to a positive. Or even otherwise, you should logically think. Leave out the equations. The price is decreasing. When the price is decreasing, what will happen to the when the price is decreasing, what will happen to the quantity, the demand will increase. Lower the price, higher the demand. How much? 0.75. In other terms, in percentage terms, will increase by 7.5%. The demand will increase by 7.5%. So, what is the new demand? The new demand will be, it's positive, so 100% plus the 7.5%, the new demand level will be compared to the original 107.5%. Means there'll be an extra demand of 7.5% compared to the original demand. So 10,000 units multiplied by 107.5%, 107.5%, as you guys correctly said, 10,750. The new demand will be 10,750. The answer to the first part is over. The demand at both the options will be 8,500 and 10,750 respectively. The first answer is this first combo, because the first question asked you what is the demand, new quantity demand under both options. Now the next question, the total revenue under the current state as well as under both the options. I hope all of you guys do agree. This is very, very convenient now. Now that you know, right? Now that you know what is the three levels, that is the current level, and then option number one, 10% increase in price. Option number two, 5% decrease in price. In both the cases, what will happen to the units also, you know. So revenue calculation is very simple. How do you calculate the revenue? Number of units into selling price. So when the selling price is 200 units, the demand is 10,000. 200 into 10,000, 2 lakh, sorry, 2 million. Then the second option, 220 units into 8,500. 1,870,000. The last option, 190 is a selling price, but now you can sell 10,750, 2,042,500. These are the three revenue levels, the three different revenue levels, the answer to the second part. First part, the demand, 8,500 and 10,750. And the answer to the second part, that is revenue under the current state and under both options. Now the last question, which I hope you will be able to suggest to me. Analyze the results, both options, and tell me, based on the elasticity we have looked at it, now advise the manager on what should they do. What is the best advice you have for them? Should they just keep the current price itself, or should they choose option number one, or should they choose option number two? What is the most logical thing they should do? What is the most logical thing they should do? Should they go for option number one, that is increase the price, or should they go for option number two, that is decrease the price? Thanks, Sounda, for the quick response. Others? Others, what are your options? What are your choices? Option two. Option two. And I happily do concur. I hope everybody concur. Which is the best option here? The best option is this. So, best choice. The advice will be to go for a 5% decrease in the price. Amongst the two options given, 5% decrease in price. The option two is the best choice. Done. We had discussed about PED already. Yes, but we had not discussed a numerical way. We learned the impact of it on revenue and calculate the new quantity and all. That's what we have done here. That's what we have done here. Any questions, any queries from your end? Any questions, any queries from your end? Are we good? Are we clear? Are we good? Are we clear? Okay. So now give me a minute. Very similar to what we have done in the previous 2 days. I'll make sound the my my host here, and you guys don't leave. I'll quickly leave the section. I'll join back. I'm leaving the section, but I'll quickly join back from the other system, and we're going to practice. 2 minutes. I'll join back from the other system. Okay, so you guys can hear me example from my end to say that. Okay, let's assume actually. Let's assume. What am I going to do? I will share my screen. Some of the questions we have seen already yesterday. So it's yes, that you feel we have already practiced. We'll practice that again. We'll not waste our time practicing that again. Okay. I'll share the screen. And by the way, with the today, the syllabus comes to an end. All the three main chapters or units comes to an end. CP analysis was already done and dusted. Marginal analysis done. We have also covered now the pricing distance. Now, from my end, I'll be sharing with you a link for an online exam that you guys can attempt maybe sometime during what is the date today, 29. So, if I'm not wrong, your internship starts by uh, first. Your internship start by first. Okay, you can do it at your convenience. Once you do a proper revision, I'll share a link with you. Again, it'll be an online kind of a test. So after you are done with the test, you will get the set of answers as well. So that will basically get an idea of where you stand, right? But have a quick revision of what all we have learned or you have learned, then do it. It'll be more like a revision for you. It'll be more like a revision for you as well. Okay. Yeah. This question we have not practiced. Answers, please. D. One answer D and one answer D. D. Guys, when we spoke about better ways of bringing down the cost gap or achieving the target cost, we had discussed about better technologies. We had discussed about improving productivity, efficiency, and all through training and all. We also had discussed about using technology. Both were discussed. I don't know why everybody chose D. Everybody is choosing D. I'm very, very surprised. What will be the answer? Good, Anusha? D. See, which one of the following is least relevant? The following is least relevant to the following. So basically, they're asking to the following, will you consider the least? Markup price of competitive products in target costing, we will consider that because when you set the our product's price, where we start off with, we may compare with the market prices we discussed. The desired profit margin the company wants, definitely considered. We discussed about this. Definitely considered for calculating the target cost. Possible new technology so that we can bring down the productivity, the efficiency, we can increase the efficiency. Yes, for especially for eliminating the cost gap, considered. But the selling price of an existing product like means what an old product. That is the least concern. Amongst the four options, that is the least concern. We will look at what price we can sell our new product, not an old product, an existing one. The answer B. The answer there B. Least relevant was asked. All the other items under target costing we will consider. We have to consider. But B is the least concern. Price of an old product is the least concern. We will be bothered about at what price we have to sell the current product, the new product line, not the old one, not the existing. B. Good. Next question. This we had discussed yesterday. I hope you guys will remember. I have a remember. There's a question on where the profit was expressed as a percentage of sales price. So it was a margin case. Some of you had sold it as more markup and all. I hope you remember. We had discussed the answer was coming to, I think, the 129. We had discussed this. We had discussed this. Yeah, see. So let's leave this. Okay. Did we discuss this? No, we have not. We haven't. Hmm. Help me with the answer for this one. Find an answer for this. I'll be back in 2 minutes. By then, please do find an answer for it. Okay, 2 minutes. By then, I hope you'll have an answer for this. Okay. What are your answers? Let's see. What are your answers? 256, one answer. Others? Others? D. D. Okay. Let's quickly discuss and close this. What are they saying? They want a return on investment. Yesterday we spoke about this. Pricing of the way of the it's actually in a way kind of markup only, but we decide, we identify how much profit they want by applying the percentage of return the investors want. By identifying the percentage of return that the investors want. That will do. In a minute. Just opening an Excel sheet. Sorry for delay. My system is a little slow. Okay. So I'll share the screen again for convenience. I'll share the screen again. So let's see. I hope the Excel screen is now visible to all of you. Oh, no. I'll switch the platform. Yeah. So what's happening here? 200 is the cost. 200 is the cost per unit. 200 is the cost per unit that they have told us. Then they are saying they want a return on investment. They want a return on investment of how much? 14 percentage. 14 percentage on investment. What is the investment amount? They say they have invested 20 million. 20 into 3. 1, 2, 3. Which means the overall return they're looking for is 2.8 million. And they want it from how many units? 50,000 units. They want it from 50,000 units, which means per unit, what should be the profit they are enjoying per unit? 280,000. So it's 0.8 million to 50,000. They want to get an entry profit of 56. Remember, 200 is the cost. And to earn an overall profit of 14% of the investment, they need 0.8 million out 50,000 units. So per unit, they want a profit of 56. So like you guys all said, 200 plus the 56. 200 plus the 56. 56 should be the answer. Let's verify it. Let's see what the system says. All of your answers were perfect, were neat. Let's move on to the next question. Answers, please. Next question. What are your answers to this one? Mhm. 1 answer this one. C. Thanks on the LV. Let's go to the C. D. Option C. Option D. Let's discuss this. Okay, let's discuss this. Let's go. Again, let me snipe this. The question very specifically says use the midpoint method. Right? The elasticity can be computed in 2 ways. The question very specifically categorically tell us here to use the midpoint method. Have all of you know, not that. And use midpoint method. So if I use the midpoint method, then the numerator, what will it? What's the change in price? So 40, the new price is 40, the old price is 50. The change in price is 10. Change in price is what average price. What is average price? Old price is 30. Old price is 30. New price is 40. Right? 30 plus 50 divided by because it's midpoint method. So change in price by average price. So what is the value now? 10. The change in price by average price. Numerator. This is just a numerator. So 0.8 to 8, 28.57%. 20.57%. So this is breaking. Okay, I'll talk slow. Thanks for the invitation. I'll talk slow. Okay, I'll talk slow and we'll try to manage it that way. Maybe connectivity issue. I'll just switch off connection from other devices in here for time being as well. Done, done. Okay. So once again, change in price 10, average price 30 plus 40 divided by 2, 35. So change in price by average price will come, right? 10 divided by 35. Similar also for denominator. For denominator, what is the change in quantity? From 30,000 it becomes 20,000. So the difference is 10,000. Right? 30,000 customers becomes 20,000. Difference in customers 10,000. And what is the average number of customers? 30,000 plus 20,000 divided by 30,000 divided by 25,000. So this will be 10,000 divided by average customers. Average quantity. Change in quantity by average quantity, 10,000 divided by 20,000 for 10. So now the value will be this 0.285. So this value, the average, so the change in price by average price divided by change in quantity. Let's see, let's take the other way around. I'm sorry. After you the calculations are right, just that they placed the price first, price is denominator. Price is denominator. So what will the value here, elasticity value here, see the change in quantity divided by average quantity, which is 0.4 the numerator divided by change in price divided by average price, which is the denominator 0.28, 1.4. Like many of you picked, the answer is 1.4. Why? The question clearly told us. Read the questions very carefully, do not rush. In this question, they clearly tell us what midpoint method. We use a midpoint method. That's why the answer is 1.4. The only answer option. So that will be the case B. Sorry. That will be the case. The answer is, as again now see on your screens, I hope, D. Just to confirm, how is the voice now? Is the voice breaking or is it clear? How is the voice now? How is the voice now? Is it clear to you? Clear. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. That takes us therefore to the next question. This we had discussed yesterday. I have a remember this we had discussed yesterday. Visit. This is the answer. Not part of your curriculum anymore. So don't bother. I need nothing activities and do. Okay. Next question. A slightly tricky one. Next question. Let's see how you guys fare here. Let's see how you guys perform here. A slightly tricky one. It's more than formula and all. It's more formula and all you know or you recall, but it's more of a logic question. Let's see what you guys get. Let's see what you guys get. D, okay. D, okay. D, B, different answers. Okay, different answers. Now, different answers I have got. Most popular answer is D, but there are a lot of B's as well. Okay, what is happening here? First of all, they are mentioning in multiple cases market clearing price. What is this market clearing price? A case where the demand meets the supply. A case where whatever is a demand that will be supplied as well by the sellers, and that way we'll be able to. Give me a second, guys. Give me a minute. Sorry. So, what is this market clearing price? The price where the market supply and demand will be more or less the same. Remember, we kept saying this yesterday as well. Supply is from the sellers, the business. Demand is coming from the customers. So whatever is demanded, if the more or less the same level is supplied, if around that same level is supplied, then what will happen? Whatever demand is there in the market, whatever requirement is there in the market, will be satisfied, will be met. There'll be no people, no customers who will be unsatisfied. There will be no customers who will not be getting a chance to buy the item. That's market clearing situation. Okay. Now, as you can see here, as the price in this chart, as you can see, as the price keeps increasing, what is happening? Higher the price, the supply is increasing. The reason yesterday we spoke about it, the relationship we spoke about it. Price and supply have direct relation. So as you can see in the first two column, when the price is increasing, the supply is increasing. Why? It becomes more favorable to the sellers. The higher the price, it is more profitable for them per product. It makes sense for them to sell more. They'll try to sell more. They'll try to supply more. But what is happening? The demand, which is coming from the customer. Demand comes from the customer. What happens with the demand? Higher the price, demand keeps coming down. Yes, we actually have a market equilibrium level of price and quantity. What is it? 50. As per the question, it is 50. So if the question asks you what is the perfect market clearing price, it is 50. The question asks you what is the perfect level where the equilibrium happens here, it is 50. But then there is no option at all given here of 50, as you can see. They're not asking about that only. They're asking something else. Based on the information, which one of the following statement is correct? In the short term, there will be excess supply at a price of 40. So if the price is at 40, so it will be between 25 to 50. It will be between 25 to 50. What will happen? It will be less than 50. So supply will be lesser. Right? It will be less than 50, so supply will be lesser. But then the price is lower. Right? Let me just take it to the. Excel sheet as well, so that it becomes a bit more convenient to discuss those relationships. Let's go. Okay. So, sorry guys. Um, let's go. Let's go. This is a question. This is a question. So the first option, what is the first option telling us? There will be excess supply at a price of 40. If the price is set at 40, what will happen? It will be higher than the current price. So it will be lower than 20, sorry, higher than 25. So there will be more supply than 250, less supply than 550, less supply than 500. I hope you agree. Right? The logic is that the price is somewhere in between this. 40 will be a price in between 25 to 40. In between 25 to 40, it will come at this level. It will come at this particular level. Right here. So logically, what will happen? The supply will be more than 25, means more than 250, but less than 50. That relation. But what will happen to the demand? Demand level. So the supply level will be somewhere between this two, 250 to 400, 500, that particular range. 300, 400 range will be the supply. But what will the demand level? Demand will be much, much higher. Demand level will be much, much higher. Give me a second. Guys, I'm sorry. Demand level will be guys, give me a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. It's an emergency. Okay. Okay. So what's going to happen? Because the price is between 25 to 50, the demand level, sorry, the supply level will be also between that 250 to 500 range. 300, 400 range will be the supply. But what is the demand? Because the price is basically at a lower level than 50, the demand will be higher than 50. Sorry, higher than 500. Demand will be higher than 500. In other terms, the demand will be between 500 to 750 range. Quantity supply will be between 300 to 400, but the supply will be between, my bad, supply will be between 300 to 400. Supply will be between 300 to 400 range, right? 300 to 400 range, that particular 300 or 400 range. Whereas, what will happen to the quantity demanded? Demand will be at a much higher level. Demand will be at a much higher level. So there will be excess supply at a price of, they are saying there will be excess supply at a price of 40. Wrong. Excess demand will be there. The demand will be at a higher level than the supply. Demand will be between 500 to 750 range, but the supply will be between 300 to 400, that particular range in between. So quantity demanded will be excess, not the supply. It won't be excess supply, it will be excess demand in the market. Wrong. In the long run, if the producer's cost per unit decline, if the cost per unit decline, then a reasonable market price clearing price would be 65. In the long run, if producers cost per unit decline, then a reasonable market clearing price would be 65. That's the next one they are saying. Now, when it comes to 65, excuse me, sorry, my bad. Okay. So from 75, let's say it keeps decreasing. Then the reasonable market clearing price would be 65. That's the next one they are saying. So it will be between the range of 550 to 75. And they're talking about the decline there, right? Automatically, what will happen? It'll be in the range of that 500 to 750. But then they're talking about in the long run, the cost basically declining. We know that in the long run, usually due to inflation factors, will be the other way around. So it can happen, but in rare cases, not likely to happen. Generally, not likely to happen because more often than not, in the long run, because of inflation year on year, in the long run, usually the prices keeps increasing. So that's not practical as compared to D. Both are in between 50 to 75 range, 70, 65 and 70. So I'll have to hold and I have to see what happens with 70. What about C? There would be excess demand at a price of 70. If the price is 70, it is again between 50 to 75. So the demand will be, the supply will be a little closer to 700, 600 range, the particular range, because it's close to 75, 70. Whereas what will happen to the quantity? The quantity will be between 500 to 250. So it will be around 300. So what will happen there? It won't be demand, rather it will be supply, which will be more. Supply level will be more than the demand level at that level. So that is also wrong. But they say in the long run, if producers' cost payment increase, which is more practical to happen, then the reasonable market clearing price would be 70. Why? When the cost increase, usually the demand level will flow. Sorry, will fall. Right? The demand level will flow. So demand level as in the people's readiness to buy will come down. So it'll be less than 500 compared to 50. So that less than 500, the demand. What about the supply? The supply there will be again between the ranges. It will be between the range of it's 70. So it's again closer to 700, 600 range. So there'll be somewhat that closeness. It'll be more practical. There'll be a bit, again, it won't be perfect. It won't be perfect, but B is not practical. C is wrong. A is also clearly wrong. A is also clearly wrong. So the only practical answer, which actually with mathematics I can do it, but then it's not really required. If you're really sharp, yeah, here I'm taking my explanation time, but if you're really sharp in the exam without any calculation, very quickly, by looking at the moments in there, you should be able to pick the answer. Like many of you have picked, the answer should come to a reasonable price, not the exact one. Not the exact one. The next question. Okay, we have not done it. We have not done it. Okay, we have not done it. It's more about life cycle cost control, I think. Help me with the answers for this one. C A A C A. Okay. Who said A? Sneha. Why would you sell it at a price lower than its cost? Sorry, lower than its cost. If you sell the item at lower than cost, then it's a loss-making item. No, you may reduce the price, but selling it at loss, that doesn't make sense. So what happened? It was launched 10 years back. So it's now not a new product. At that time, it used to have high profit margin because high selling price. But the market has now become more competitive. The demand is slowing. So when pricing strategy, as a pricing strategy, what will happen? What should the company do now based on the market conditions? The simple answer, they should reduce the price. Like we discussed in life cycle costing, as some product become mature in the market, it's not anymore new. you have to reduce the price, slash the price. That's what we'll do. C is also saying reduce the price, but why would you reduce it to what are they saying? The company should sell the item below cost. That will lead to losses. So the better option here, if A was not there, maybe the option I may look for is C. But A is a better option. In A, we are reducing the price where they did not tell him. They did not tell us to reduce it to below losses. Sorry, below cost. If you sell the item at below loss, what will happen? It will lead to losses. It's wrong. So yeah, see, look at it. It will lead to a loss. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make economic sense. So the answer is A. The answer is A. The next question. And this we discussed yesterday. Basic question. On this, I unflagged this yesterday. I don't know why it's there. If you want, we can just quickly discuss this, but not anymore required for you. It's not really required. This question also, I hope you remember we had discussed this yesterday. Answers, please. Help me with the answers, please. Okay, I have got multiple answers. Let's see. I have to plug in the charger as well. It's going slow. What are the answers? Let's see. Sondo says A. Sando says B. A and C. A, B, C. Other than D, different all the answers have come. Life cycle stages. The product experiences losses and negative cash flows when we are talking about everything with the growth stage. Growth stage. So that cannot be the answer. So if anybody have chosen B, it's wrong. Why? The product experiences also negative cash flows during the growth stage. No. During the growth stage, you'll enjoy getting high sales, sharp increase in the sales. So it doesn't happen. The company looks for new market segments to appeal and new ways to increase usage usage among current customers. That will usually happen during the maturity phase. You'll start looking for new markets until when your product matures in one market. Then you know, okay, it's not going to sustain in that market for long. So you look for other areas. So it's not again during growth phase, because growth phase is a point where your product is really flourishing. You'll sit and enjoy. The company may invest heavily in product improvement, promotion, and distribution. When that basically again growth stage, they may put money in the company may invest heavily in product improvement, promotion, and distribution. The next part, promotion, distribution role during growth stage, it may very well happen, right? There's a high chance of it happening. Product improvement may happen a lot during maturity, but promotion and all we may continue to do, and distribution we have to, because there'll be more and more production and demand that is happening. Product options are reduced, so only profitable options are maintained. No, that is not during growth phase. That is during maturity or decline phase. So any option with the 4 cannot be taken. So D cannot be the answer. D cannot be the answer. And 1 cannot be the answer either. So now we have two options, A and B. Sorry, A and C. Because 1 and 4, the options given, they are clearly wrong. Now the company looks for new market segments to appeal and new ways to increase usage among current customers. That's when your current product is not increasing anymore. That is basically when product becomes mature. So the second one suits better for what uh, maturity phase. So the best option here, C. Three only. Remember, the promotion and all will happen the most during which phase? Introduction phase. We had discussed this. But overall, when I look at it, the best option that I can take, wherein we will spend a lot on product improvement and distribution and a lot because we're producing in bulk and all now, will be C. So amongst the options available, the best choice here by negating the other items, the wrong options, is C. The answer is C. Is the logic here, the reasoning here clear to everybody? Can I have a confirmation, please? Is the logic, the reasoning clear to everyone? Okay. Well and good. That takes us to the next one. Hmm. Monopolistic and monopoly. I hope you remember we had discussed this in the class. Monopolistic and monopoly are not the same. Monopoly means a single seller. Oligopoly means a few dominant sellers. Monopolistic means same but not identical products sold by many people. Perfect or fair competition means so many people, so many sellers. Okay. Four types of market we have discussed. Pick an answer, then we'll discuss. Pick an answer, then we'll discuss. B, D, two answers. D. Two answers, no more answers I'm getting. So let me discuss this. The demand curve of a monopolistically competitive firm is less elastic than that of a pure monopoly. Pure monopoly, what will happen there? In a pure monopoly, will be elastic or will be inelastic? As we discussed or as we know, in a pure monopoly, there'll be a single seller. Right? There'll be a single seller, so they call the shots. They call the shots. They can decide whether to sell more, whether to increase the price, decrease the price, etc. Many a times, what will happen? Others will be the customers will be forced to do it. So they'll be by default usually in monopolies. It will be inelastic in nature. It will be usually very inelastic in nature. So they are saying demand curve will be monopolistic, market will be less elastic. No, the monopolies will be usually having the least elasticity, the least elasticity. So that cannot be true. Which will be usually the most elastic pure competition, perfect competition. You will see more and more products being more elastic in pure competition cases by many buyers and many sellers. Many buyers and many sellers. So automatically, if your product, if you change the price, there'll be a big reaction to it because the customers have a choice to easily switch. So in pure competition, will be highly elastic. In pure competition, will be highly elastic, and the other extreme in monopoly will be least elastic on a comparative basis. Monopolistic will be somewhere in between. Monopolistic will be purely inelastic like a monopoly. Monopolistic will not be purely inelastic like a monopoly, but it won't be as elastic like a perfect competition either. Be somewhere in between. So demand curve of a monopolistically competitive firm is less elastic than that of a pure competition. Pure competition will be the most elastic. Why? So many sellers. So if you change the price, increase the price, people can easily switch. So your demand will get affected. So that is the answer. Like the only two answers I got, but both the answers are correct. I'm happy to see that. The answer will be B. The answer there will be B. A monopolistically competitive firm has more competition than a firm in perfect competition. Wrong. The most competitive market is perfect competition because many buyers and many sellers. Whereas in a monopolistic market, like iPhone and all example we discussed yesterday, even though you're also selling like the others, you might have a bit of freedom. Why? If you are unique, if your products are unique, if your products stand out compared to the competitors, you'll have a bit more freedom, a bit more leverage as compared to a perfect competition. A perfect competition, the supplier have no control at it, has absolutely no control at it. So the answer is D. Monopolistic competitor has less competition than both perfect competition and pure monopoly. No, we can't say that because it'll be having less competition than perfect competition, but it'll have more competition than monopoly. It'll have more competition than monopoly in terms of competition level. So the answer B. The next question. Okay, answers please. C, one answer, another answer, C, C, C. Okay. What are they looking at? They're looking at, they're considering increasing the price of a product. After research, extensive research, the company determined that the product is inelastic. It is inelastic. So assuming all other factors constant, determine what course of action they should take. If the product is inelastic, what will happen? Even if you increase the price, the drop in demand will be lesser. Like iPhone example, and visit, like skimming strategy visit. Even if you increase the price, because it's inelastic, the drop in the demand will be lesser. So it will work in favor, like you guys said. C. Very happy to see your answers. Yes. Your answers were spot on. See there. Good. Neat. The next question. A, C. A is there, C is there. Which one of the following is not a characteristic of mature product? C. Demand in a mature product, the demand will not fall. It will remain stable, mature. During the growth phase, the demand will keep increasing. During the maturity phase, the demand will not fall. Demand will stay stable. It will not go down. So falling demand is not a category. Slow rate of sales increase. That is true. The rate at which it used to increase, that will come down. Low product differentiation, because your product will become very similar to others, because others will catch up. They will also come with their product. Then strategic focus on deterring entry of new companies in the market. You may try to negate the new customers or new companies coming to your market. Very true. All this can happen. But which is not a feature, falling demand. Demand is not likely to fall. Demand will stay stable, not fall. So that is the answer. If you had chosen this, the answer is C, not A. It is C. The next question. I can give you a break, but okay, this is not required. I'm flat. Not hard to switch some more. I can give you a break in between, but another three questions and we are done. Another questions and we are done. So I hope you would agree. Let's finish it off and then we'll say tata bye bye. Then, like I said, I'll let you guys know an online test that you can attempt. I'll share the link. I'll share the link with you. There'll be 30 questions. I want you guys to attempt that 30 questions. It'll be 10, 10, 10. 10 questions mostly from CEP, 10 questions from marginal analysis, and then 10 from pricing area. I want you guys to attempt it in 60 minutes. You know, in the exam, it's only 1.8 minutes, but try to attempt this 30 questions in 60 minutes. That'll be a good start. And of course, in the long run, when you keep practicing, that time will improve. The time will improve. You may not complete this, but it's fine. Attempt it during the week, next week. Once you have revised, attempt it. This question. Answers, please. A, A. I agree. Apply value engineering. We have not discussed what is value engineering as such, but I have remember during tackle course we have discussed value analysis, wherein we try to understand what is adding value, what is not adding. In simple terms, waste expenditures, unnecessary activities will identify and will remove it. It's a method that we use. And value analysis is a term that we use. Another term for it, value engineering. What is value engineering? Trying to identify what activities add value, what activities doesn't add value. That's what happens here. A. Answer is A. Good. Second last question. Okay. What are the answers? Let me see what I have got. What are the answers I have got? B, sir. B. Okay. Which one of the following is most important difference between a monopoly firm and a firm facing perfect competition, assuming both are unconstrained profit maximizers? Okay. So which of the following? Sorry. Uh, which is the most important difference between a monopoly and a perfect competition? Monopoly and perfect competition. And the answer that I have got from all of you is B, and I happily concur B. Good. The answer that I got was B. Yes. We are comparing monopoly and perfect competition. Two extremes. Monopoly, a single seller, basically no competition. Uh, Perfect competition, sorry, countless sellers, so nobody controls the market. So what is the answer here? The competitive firm sets its price to maximize. Competitive firm will be which one here? Perfect competition company to maximize total revenue, while the monopolistic will maximize the price. No. Remember, basically here, the competitive firm is, where are we? One more second. The competitive firm will set its price to maximize the total revenue. No, they will try to maximize the profit. In a competitive market, the concern for the perfect competition companies, they will be to maximize the profit. Whereas a monopolist, they don't have to worry about that and all. Okay, they can maximize the price, they can maximize the revenue. They will not be bothered about anything. Yes, that part is true. But these people will be the competitive people. They'll be focusing more on the how to get the overall profit high. The monopolist's marginal revenue is less than its price. The monopolist, basically, here we are talking about the monopoly. Is will be marginal revenue will be less than its price. Can happen. Why? Because as he keep selling more, what is likely to happen? You may have to give discount. You may have to give discount, right? While the competitor firms marginal revenue equals its price. What will happen? Why it will happen in a competitive firm? Here, the price is set based on market factors, not based on by you selling at a higher level, but it's based on market equilibrium, wherein we basically do it based on market function of demand and supply. Market function of demand and supply. 1 second. Okay. Okay. No, 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 no. Angga. Baby, trust. Sorry, sorry, guys. So, where are we? Yeah. So while the competitive firm, the perfect competition firm, what will happen with them? Their marginal revenue will equal its price. That is, extra revenue will get is likely to equal the price. Yes, market price, because you're likely to sell at the market equilibrium price. That is true. Monopolistic will sell the output so that marginal cost equals average cost. Marginal cost equals of average cost. No, do it based on the price, market equilibrium price, not based on the cost. The monopoly equilibrium price is the optimal level of society as a whole. No, not monopoly. That happens in perfect competition. That is also wrong. The answer is B. Good for those who picked. Very good. Last question, actually. Last question. Last question. Give me an answer. D. One answer. Thanks on the one answer. D. D. A. D. Okay. Which one of the following situations best lends itself to a cost-based pricing approach? A paper manufacturer negotiating the price for supplying copy paper to a new mass merchandiser of office product. An industrial equipment uh, an industrial equipment fabricator negotiating pricing for one of its standard models with major steel manufacturer. A computer component manufacturer debating pricing terms with a customer in a new channel of distribution. The last one, a computer component manufacturer debating pricing with a new customer for a made-to-order state-of-the-art application. Cost-based pricing. Like we discussed, there are many industries or many cases where we may use the cost to set as a price, but which is the best? They're asking the following situations best lends itself to cost-based approach more than a market price approach and all, which one is the best for best suitable. If you remember, we had discussed during target costing only a cost-based approach or a market-based approach for pricing, which is more better market-based because like target costing and all, there we discussed Because when you consider the market factors of supply, demand, competitors, etc., then when you set the price, your product is it is more likely to survive. It's more likely to succeed. So cost-based pricing is not always a safe method. Remember that. So, which of the following best? We are not saying other things cannot be used in other cases, but which of the following is the best case where cost-based approach can be used? What is the answer here? D. Why? Here, this term, this part, we are made to order means what? Custom manufacturing. Unlike, say, for example, a car making company or a laptop making company and all, where what will happen? You will produce in bulk and you will try to sell it. So there, what will happen? Your product very similar to you. There'll be many others who will be selling similar products in the market. So you may have to consider the market factors there. That's important there. But here, what is happening? Component manufacturer, but we make items based on order, right? Customized manufacturers, like event management company, catering company, etc. Here, what is happening? Made to order means what? You will produce based on what the customers want, customized items. So there, what will happen? It's not like the other companies, like earlier morning we discussed Coca-Cola and all, wherein you produce something in bulk and you try to sell. You are producing things based on the specifications, based on the requirements of the client, of the customers. So there you can say, how, because different requirements. So you're a construction contractor, for example, you're a construction contractor. So you are getting, or interior work contractor. So for different flats, you'll get different specifications, different requirements. So automatically the raw materials to be used, the design to be required, or an event management company. So two different events, two different manage. One could be a small posh event with only 500 members. The other one could be having 5,000, 8,000 people. So the requirements, the design, the decorations required, the food items required, everything would be different. So there we can use cost as a base, not a market rate, rather cost as a base. So the best one, A, D. Again, remember, we are not saying in the other cases cost will not be considered. Cost will be considered in all cases because we have to set the selling price at a level higher than the cost. But when you set the price, the best approach, where we set the price based on the cost, it's the most suitable for D because there it's custom made production. It's made to order, which means we are not producing in bulk and keeping. We are producing only based on what the customers want. So they will be having specific requirements for each contract, for each work. So accordingly, we can calculate the cost and then we can set the price. Is this logic clear to everybody? Is this logic clear to everybody? Can I have confirmation, please? And by the way, Sneha and Sounder, Sandosh, all of you, very good work, by the way. Very good work, very good picking, by the way. And to others, are we good? Are we clear with this logic? Thanks, all the others. Okay. So syllabus part and question practice from our end. We are happily concluded here. We happily close it off here. And what's next? Like I said, you guys will have an exam, more like a revision test. There are all the 3 units. Yeah, I will share these files, very much like the earlier files. I'll share these files, the link. There I'll drop it and I'll reshare with Dure, number 1. Number 2, then I want you guys to, once you have done properly revising all these areas, have a check for yourself, attempt that revision test, so that you will also understand where you stand. Accordingly, you can prepare more, you can practice more, etc. Okay. And like I promised, I hope you remember, I have mentioned this. When you guys are later, it's not now, later, in the later phase, when you guys are, as a batch, when you are maybe planning to do the exam, when you're planning to do the exam, at that time, at that point, if you um, let me know, obviously, through Sriaksar or Balasar, obviously, we can have one last offline section when your college is available as well, time is available as well. Maybe in the long run, once other papers, other subjects are also over, once other subjects are over, if you want, that's totally dependent on you. If you want that extra one support section wherein any doubts of yours you want me to clear, you can ask me doubts personally. Definitely, that is fine. You can ask me doubts through WhatsApp manual, that you can definitely please feel free to do that. But apart from that, additional to that, when you're about to write your exam towards that final time, you can we can have one section, an interactive section, where more like a revise section or revision section, wherein it'll be more of an exam prep, a quick exam prep that I can do for you. But that's towards the end, and that depends totally on your request. Okay, depends on totally your request. Other than that, thanks a lot for the cooperation shown, offline and online. Thanks a lot for joining me. And yeah, I know having long sections for online, it's never easy, but you guys have survived well. I must say, you guys have survived well. Very good work. Work hard. I have mentioned this in our class. Don't be bothered about the fact that your English may not be at par with the best that you might see out there. Or like we discussed in the class, you just need to understand the concepts and communicate in very simple language. That will number one. Number two, 1.8 minutes per question for MCQ. So if you have to reach there, we need to practice that much more. As you keep practicing more and more and more, you will get comfortable with it. Number two. Number three, when you practice questions from certain topics, sometimes you may not get everything right. Don't lose your confidence. This is not our school college exam where everything was very conveniently given. So you are basically testing yourself. You're coming out of your comfort zone. So there can be cases where certain topics, when you practice questions, you may not get it right first time. That's fine. Even when you're making mistake, take it as part of your learning. You're learning from it. It's like when you're a child, when you used to walk, you used to fall. When you cycle for the first time, you may have fallen. When you swim for the first time, a few times you might drink water. You might end up drinking water. All this happen. Very similarly, yeah, it's part of learning. What is important is, okay, you made a mistake. Why the mistake happened? What is the logic of the correct answer? If you're able to relate to it, as you keep doing it more and more and more, as you keep, even though initially your mistakes are more, you keep learning from it. And as you keep going, you will improve. And that's what we are looking for. That's what you need to do. Trust yourself, practice well, do really well. Not just for my paper, for the entire paper. Only then you can clear, right? Only then you can clear. All the very best, guys. Okay. All the very best. And yeah, like I said, we may or may not have one more section. That totally depends on you. That totally depends on your request. If during the final phase, if when you're about to write the all papers together at that time, if you request for one extra revision class, I will do that. I'll basically get it done from my end. So I need all expected questions to practice. Santosh, this is not our school exam or college exam, dear. Okay, wherein they tell you these are the expected areas and all. Everything is important. If you remember, I had shown a weightage. Give me a minute. I'll open the platform again. First class, it's showing is a weightage. So please stop thinking like how you prepare for a school or college exam. They'll tell you from the start of this which questions of this are the important areas. This is school exam or a college exam. It's not like that. They only tell you what is syllabus and what is a weightage. What type of questions will be asked? You never know. For example, sequence analysis. Right, sequence analysis. You might end up getting a question there in sequence analysis. So even in your exam, you may not have even a single question on the scenario. You might have 2 or 3 questions from sequence analysis. Or single product can happen. Also, it is marginal safety, sales and direct profit. You may not get a question at all from there. You may have only question on break-even calculation only for single product and then multi-product. You don't get single question on the safety. All this can happen. And I don't know whether you're right, Santosh. The questions that you get will not be the same question that Sounda will get. It won't be the Anusha will get. I don't know whether will get. Sneha will get. Right? It's not our school or college exam where the standard set of same questions. Basically, 100%. So when you go and when you result exam, it's like a lottery from a large pool of questions. Large pool of questions. Sorry. When very last of question, very last of question, basically like a load system, they basically will be the system automatically will be picking 100 questions. And they know the weightage. They know the distribution. In this many subjects, this much is the weightage. So accordingly, questions will be picked, will be set. It's not done wherein, okay, one person will sit and the same questions are prepared and the same questions be asked to all of. So, unlike you come out of that mindset where you prepare for other papers. In the areas are important. You can put it this way. All areas are important. You cannot pick and choose an area and say, okay, I will learn from part C decision making. I will learn only C analysis. Let's say, for example, pricing and it's an area that you struggle. Then you need to practice more. It means you need to practice there that much more because you never know. You might end up getting a lot of questions say, but somebody else may not get that much questions. This is part 2. This is our part 2 breakup. I'll show you, I'll share you. All that they are saying, our exam is for 500 marks, as you know, 500 marks. all that they are telling us is this is a weightage. This is a weightage. So 500 marks, 20% of financial statement analysis. 20% means what? Overall around 100 marks. Do the math. 500 into 20%. When you do the math, you will see 500 into 20% will come to what? It will come to around. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I hope I am audible to you even now. I hope I am audible. Yeah, I am audible. I can see that. So yeah, the total exam is for 500 marks, right? The total exam is for 500 marks. So when we say out of 500, 20%, you can do the math. 20%, it will come to 100. 100 here. The first case. Similarly, the next one, corporate finance, 20%, so 100 marks. Business risk analysis, what we have covered now, 125 marks, 25% of 500. When you do the math, it will come to 125 marks. This will come to 125 marks, 25%. So 500 into 25%, 125. We only know that 125 marks will be allotted for it. How much out of it for CVP, how much out of it for marginal analysis, how much out of it for pricing decision, we don't know. We don't know. How many questions will come from make or buy? How many questions will come from sell or process further? We don't know. We don't know the breakup within that. Same thing for ethics, same thing for everything for that matter. So the point being, and also like I said, the questions that you get, Santosh, may not be the questions that Sounder gets. That may not be the questions that, let's say, Anusha gets or Sneha gets. That depends on your luck on that given day. So the point being, you can't pick and choose like in our school exam where our teachers tell us the important questions. Nah. This is an international course, a competitive exam. So you have to be good with everything that comes under the syllabus scope. Is that clear? Are we good? Are we good, Santosh? Again, I'm not trying to discourage you or trying to scare you, but we need to know the reality and prepare accordingly. We need to know the reality and prepare accordingly. Otherwise, what will happen? You will go in with a mindset that only this type of questions will come. And the moment you see other kind of questions, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. You may have also noted. I discuss a concept with you, and then as you keep practicing questions, you'll see different questions, different pattern, different structure. That's how the exam will also be. It'll be all revolving around the syllabus only, but there's no fixed pattern to it. Unlike our school exam, college exam, where teachers will practice a certain question and the same mode of or the same model of questions will come. No. No. Based on the syllabus, they can ask you any different kind of questions within the scope of syllabus. Are we good? And this is not just for Santosh, okay? This is not just Santosh, it's for everybody for that matter. I hope I have addressed that query for you. Is that clear to everybody? Is that clear to everyone? Thanks, Santosh. Others, is that clear? Again, once again, my idea was not to discourage you. Rather, I can understand that the logic of that question, you're so used to it, right? You're so used to it until 11th or 12th. I was also the same. I also had the same pattern. But when I started with my ACC, it changed. So we are doing a competitive paper. We are doing a professional course there. It doesn't come with a fixed pattern of questions. We need to be good with everything. We need to be very good with everything. So if an area, if you find it a little uncomfortable in the first round, practice that much more. Make sure you practice maybe one more time in the questions in that area so that it becomes more comfortable for you. That's how you can deal with it. We can't pick and choose and focus only on few areas and clear the paper. No, that's not how you can prepare for a competitive exam. There are other papers where you may do it, other competitive papers, but not for ACC or CMA and things like that. In this kind of courses, what they say is, okay, this is a syllabus scope. Within this, anything can be asked. In whatever way they want, they may ask. So you have to be prepared for everything. I think I have mentioned this in the class earlier also. Hope for the best. Hope that you get questions that you like, but prepare for the worst. Mentally, be prepared for the worst. Even when you get very difficult questions, you should be mentally ready. You should be ready for that challenge. If you go it with a negative mindset, wherein you are praying, oh my God, I should get only easy questions. Oh my God, okay, I want only easy questions, or I want only questions from this topic, that topic. Like I said, the moment you see a question that is outside of that box, outside of what you like, yeah, confidence, gone. That should not happen. It shouldn't be like you are in a comfort zone and you do only that. Rather, within the syllabus, anything for that matter, you should be comfortable. Some areas you'll be able to easily, very quickly relate. Some areas it will take maybe a second round of looking to relate. That's all. So identify those areas where you find a weakness the first round, practice that much more. And of course, when you have doubts, feel free to reach out to me. So, excuse me. And yeah, that's it for the day. I hope that will do. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time, your patience, and all the queries that you have asked as well. See people some other time. See people. All the very best, guys. All the very best. Bye. Thank you, guys. You may leave the section. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, class tomorrow, our syllabus, the 3 units are over. Like I said, one exam, which is an online, you can do it at your convenience only, which I'll share. The link I will share later. The link I will share later. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your time. Save people. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye-bye.